Welcome to the course Forensic Anthropology. Today we'll see the module 2, that is bones or not. Basically the concept is that we have to differentiate between the animal bone and the human bone mainly. Friends, we can recognize bones as a part of complete skeleton. Most of us can recognize the intact bone also. We know the names of different bone also. The recognition task becomes more difficult when we are faced or deal with the fragments of the bones, which we will get at the crime scene. Many common materials such as plastic, pieces of trees, roots, stones, they have confused with the bones. So fragment of cranial vault become confused with the turtle shell sometimes. So basically there are three methods with the help of which we can identify the human bone and the animal bone. One is the gross examination, second one is the microscopic examination, and the third is the serological examination. So first we'll see the gross examination. So there are few characteristics with the help of which we can able to identify the human bone and the non-human bone. First we'll see what happened human juvenile bone having the much similarity with that of the animal bones. So first human bone, you can see towards my left hand side there is a figure which shows the bone which has having the epiphysis, then the middle part of it is called as shaft and the junction is called as metaphysis. So in case of human juvenile bone, this epiphysis is unfused or it is separated, all while not possesses at all. But in case of human, non-human or animal, it is fused one with the shaft. Then second is what? Long bone is straight in human juvenile. So long bone means the in the left hand side figure. This is the long bone of human. You can see either it is femur, tibia, fibula. So it is straight in case of human being, while it is the shaft is curved, noticeably curved in case of animals. Human juvenile pelvis, you can see in the A diagram, human child pelvis is, it is still in multiple pieces, which is made up of ilium, ischium and pubis. While in case of pelvis of raccoon, the non-human pelvis, it is one unit. So that is the difference. Another difference is that the fibula, tibia fibula, in the left hand side you can see this figure. The red is what? Fibula. It does not normally fuse to the tibia unless there is a condition that is called as ossification of ligaments. While in case of animals, the tibia and fibula, they are somewhat fused. The middle diagram you can see that tibia fuse with the fibula. Okay. Then the radius ulna, towards my right hand side you can see the picture. The radius ulna have straight diaphysis and remain unfused throughout the life in case of human bone, but in case of animal, for example pig, sheep and deer, they have the curved fused radius ulna. See this picture. The A is of bare foot and B is of human foot. The human foot is right foot and the bare foot is the left. So both, if you see at once, there is much difficulty in differentiating between those two foot, but still there is difference. So this is again the same diagram, but here you can see there is a fragments of bone. Towards my left hand side there is a bear paw and towards my right hand side there is the human bone. So radiography mainly helps us to differentiate between the human and the non-human bone also. Now this is the cross section of the human and non-human bone of the humerus, long bone, that is humerus. So the bone is not the compact thing, so you can say that it is made up of the outermost part, which is the thick one called hard compact bone, which is cortex, and the inner part is called as cancellous, that is spongy bone center. So this cortex, you can say that it is 1/3 in large mammal rights, dog, bear, while in case of human being this cortex is 1/4 of the total thickness of the bone, while in case of bird it is 1/8 of the total thickness of the bird. So you can see the difference. Then second method is the microscopic examination. In microscopic examination we have to see the Haversian system. So you can see that there is a Haversian system and osteons in the human, they are large while in case of animal they are transverse. Okay, so you can see the picture A, it is of cow Haversian system, and B, it is of human Haversian system. So that's the difference. Third one is the serological examination. Precipitin test can be done by extracting species-specific protein from the bone, and that is tested against the species-specific antiserum. Now, this technique like gel diffusion and electrophoresis has been used. I think you know what is precipitin test. There is a gel cast is there. Here you can see in the red there is a one well in which the bone extract is there, and here are there the four wells in which the other species uh, antisera is there and human antisera is there. If they are species specific, then you will get the result in the form of a precipitin line in the precipitin test. Now there is another technique that is called as collagen fingerprinting. It allows scientists to visualize distinct chemical signature in the collagen, and that is the main structural protein in bone, which is species specific. So this is method is also used for identification of the old and the new bone also. Finally, it is possible to determine if a piece of bone is human or not with the help of DNA analysis. Now, studies have achieved success at the species identification through test of highly conserved regions of mitochondrial 12S and 16S rRNA